I'm Chad with BangShift's, and that's my Nova, which has had a flat camshaft and a ton of metal in the big block for years now. We killed the thing on Hot Rod Magazine's Drag Week, I don't know how many years ago it was, but the poor bastard has been sitting in the garage just collecting dust. But today, we're gonna pull the big block out of it. I'm Chad with BangShift's, and that's my Nova, which has had a flat camshaft and a ton of metal in the big block for years now. We killed the thing on Hot Rod Magazine's Drag Week, I don't know how many years ago it was, but the poor bastard has been sitting in the garage just collecting dust. But today, we're gonna pull the big block out of it so we can get it over to West Tech Performance, tear it apart, figure out what's wrong, clean it up, and throw it back on the dyno. But major thanks here to the guys at Spectre who are letting us use the shop here on a Friday when they're closed. And major thanks to Big M, Mladen, who is over here gonna help us all day and give us free labor. All we had to do was buy him donuts. Okay, so we got everything unhooked and we think we're set. Of course, in typical normal fashion, we're like ahead of schedule and going, God, it looks like we got everything done, and then we realized 4 things that we had forgot to unhook. So at this point, we are yanking the engine and transmission together because quite frankly, it's just a whole lot less bolts to undo. So here it is, the big block out of the Nova. It was surprisingly easy to pull. I don't know why, but part of it, I guess, is because it's a race car, so we're not really worried about, tearing up the transmission tunnel or scratching it or any of that junk under the hood. But this bad boy is gonna go over to West Tech Performance where we're gonna tear it apart. We're gonna fix this thing up, get it on the dyno, test it. It's got, it's a Reher Morrison Super 468, so it's got big giant rectangle port heads on it that have been hogged by Darren Morgan like a madman. So we'll see what kind of power it makes with these. Maybe we'll do some cylinder head testing, probably using the happy button a little bit. The plan is get this thing back together, get it dynoed, get it back in the car, which we've got to do some other things to the car too, like brakes, and there's a few chassis things I'd really like to kind of touch. But once we get those things all dialed in, hopefully this thing's running 980s on the motor, 990s, something like that. And then a little bit of the toot, baby. We'll see what it'll do. We're not afraid of nitrous. It's a great thing, so we'll put an NOS system on it and see what it can do. It's a great car. It's gonna hang the tires big time. It's a ladder bar car, so look for some updates. It'll be probably later this year before this thing's running, and I'm probably jinxing myself. It'll be later next year, but we're looking to do some work. And again, big thanks to Spectre Performance and especially Mladen over here, because he gave us all the help today and a place to work on this thing, and we'd still be working on it and killing ourselves. It only took us like an hour and a half to pull this out, which would have been a day and a half in my garage. So thanks again to Big M. Stay tuned, because this thing is gonna be fun.